It's not a bad idea to take a piece of paper someday and just jot down, what is your code of conduct? What do you expect from yourself? Some things you will do, some things you will not do. Jot this phrase down, what I want to be known for. Here's what I want to be known for. And that's not a bad list to make. As we're building our reputation day by day, week by week, month by month, and one opportunity leads to the next, depending on what we're known for. These are some of the things that may not appear in your resume. You know, you've been to school and you learned these skills and you worked for this company and you were there 9 years and so on. In addition to that now, what's really important, especially for your own psyche, is to make a list of what you would like to be known for. I wanted to be known for always doing my best. I never wanted anyone to be disappointed, at least in my presentation. They might be disappointed with my ideas because they thought I was wrong. They might be disappointed with my position because they thought it wasn't right. And they might be, disappointed because, I didn't say what I believed, was contrary to what they believed. They might have been disappointed in that, but they were never disappointed in my sincerity, never disappointed in my ability to speak from my heart and my soul. If you have charge of some of my life and you send me off to another country, I promise to represent you grandly. I promise you won't have to stay awake nights wondering about Jim Rohn if you've sent him to Paris. I want you to be able to say, forget about Paris, Jim Rohn is there. He'll take care of it in the best style. He won't show up late and he won't show up drunk. He will represent us well. So have you got that good question now? What do I want to be known for? I want to be known for being on time. I want to be known for staying late. I want to be known for not ignoring anyone. I want to be known for my unique ability in conversation as well as presentation. I want to be known for the fact that I care for kids as well as adults. I want to be known for the company's interest as well as my own. I want to be known for one who helps to feed the goose that lays the golden eggs. I want to be known. I want to be known for my leadership skill. I want to be known for my attitude. I want to be known. What would that list be if you were to make it? Here's what I want to be known for. Sometime in the privacy of your own thoughts, away somewhere, just work on that list. Here's the reputation I want to build. Now, here's what's next under personal development. Under personal development, develop these 5 abilities. First of all is the ability to absorb. One of the big challenges for being here now, especially for 3 full days, some of you, it's going to be a challenge to try to get it all. But I'm asking you to do that. In another seminar I do, here's a little phrase I have. For the future, pay attention. See if you can't get everything. Every word possible, every idea possible. It's easy to let your mind wander, right, and not really concentrate and dig in and make these days extraordinarily valuable for you. Absorb the atmosphere. Absorb the drama of the occasion. Absorb the spirit of the occasion. Absorb the reasons for coming here and then the reasons for going back home and making a difference. Absorb the variety of voices you're going to hear this weekend. And absorb the provocative ideas as well as the ones that you agree with. Absorb all of that. Take it all in. By listening intently, taking good notes, talking with each other. Here's one more. Absorb the drama of each other. You're going to have a chance to meet some excellent people here. Okay? Losers don't pay this kind of money to come to seminars. The reason why the price tag is substantial is because when you get here, you'll have an excellent chance of meeting some pretty good folks. Even if they borrowed the money to get here. At least they knew how to do that. Whatever it takes. So don't go away without meeting some people. Here's the next part. Listen to the testimonials. You may pick up some ideas from someone's testimonial that'll be just as valuable as what I share from this podium. And sometimes a word spoken in private from someone's unique testimonial is so powerful. It's just as powerful as all the words given by the presenter. So take that all home. Key, absorb the chance for a new beginning. I don't know where you are at the moment. This is sort of mid-year. First 6 months, getting ready now for the last 6 months. And as you pause mid-year to contemplate the past and think about the future, as you ponder for a while ideas that you've already heard, anticipating that you're going to hear some more, how could that create for you a new beginning? There's so many ways to create a new beginning if you just think about it. Or think about the automatic ways of creating a new beginning. Here's a pretty good list. At the beginning of the day, this is a brand new day. I love to get up early now. I used to stay up so late. I got up late. I used to say if the good Lord wanted you to see the sunrise, he'd have made it later in the morning. But now I don't do that anymore. I try to get to bed as early as I can. Sometimes it's not easy, especially when you travel and with jet lag and all the rest, around the world. But I try to get up now early in the morning. Unique thing about early in the morning, you haven't messed up the day yet. I mean, it's just there. It's ready, fresh. It's like being born again. A new day is like being born again. A chance for a new day, a new life. You've never lived this day before. Only in your mind developing plans, but you've never actually walked into this day before. Now you have a chance to watch the sun come up and then stride into this new day. Call yourself a new person, whatever that little trick you have to learn. This is a new day for me. This is a new life for me. Next, at the beginning of the week, that seventh day, I think, has more than one purpose, the seventh day. So just make the note. How to best use the seventh day. It says what? 6 days of labor, working miracles, turning thoughts and faith into reality. Then after 6 days of miracle working, turning ideas into reality, now it says, take the seventh day. And yes, the seventh day could be for spirituality. Yes, the seventh day is to contemplate God. Yes, the seventh day could be called for worship. Yes, the seventh day is to take some time off. Yes, the seventh day is to be with your family. Yes, the seventh day is change of pace. But here's a good idea for the seventh day. To go back over the last 6 and get ready for the next 6. You just pause that seventh day. Because I have another little piece on that in this list of 5. And maybe now mid-year, having come here for this weekend, mid-year, you can think of ways to gather up what's happened to you since the first of the year till now. The drama, the disappointments, the highs and the lows and the mixture and the stock market and whatever's happened to you, these 6 months, and say, I'm going to go home and create a new beginning. I'm not going to be the same again after this weekend. You can conclude that, and I promise you, the days can be so extraordinary, you won't be able to believe it. So absorb everything. Take it all in. Don't miss anything. The sound, the music, the sights, the atmosphere. My friend Bill Bailey has this extraordinary gift. He doesn't miss anything. Better for him to go to Acapulco, come back and tell you about it, than it is to go yourself. And the reason is, if he goes, he won't miss anything. He'll soak up every detail, every person he met, the food and the aromas and the sights and the sounds and the colors and the people and the countryside. Then he has the gift of language. When he comes back home, he can tell it to you. When he talks, you can feel the water lapping on your feet. You can smell the aroma of the food. You can see the colors and the people. 2 gifts: to get it, second gift, to share it. And put it in dynamic words, leaving out no detail. Because here's the key to remember: the drama is in the detail. Lady tells me I've lost 60 pounds. I said, well, is that it? Is that the end of the story? She said, oh no, oh no. There's a lot more to the story than that. And I said, well, I appreciate the number, but give me the details. What was going on in your life before? She says, well, misery you can't believe. I know I missed 3 good jobs just because I had too many pounds. And I says, how do you feel now? And she starts to cry. Wow, that's what I want to hear. The details. The drama is in the details. Give me the numbers, yes, but what does this number mean? For some people, the number means everything, before and after. The number means so much drama you can't believe, before and after. Before the day and after the day. Give me the details. Absorb, take it in, don't miss anything. Now here's the next one, respond. The ability to let life touch you. Don't let it kill you, but let it touch you. Here's what's important. Let sad things make you sad. Because we need to understand the depths of sadness so we can understand the incredible ecstasy of joy. You can't know the highs without the lows. You can't dismiss all the things that need to burden your heart and your soul. The drama of Jesus' life, there were 2 words that were so important. Here they are. It said he was touched, and it said he was moved. I'm asking you to jot down those words. You've got to learn to be touched and to be moved. Part of it is to be moved out of complacency, to be moved out of just drifting. But it's also to be moved by the story, to be moved by what happened, and to be touched by someone's dilemma, and to be touched by someone's problem. Respond. I've learned how to do that. I'm the best guy in the world to take to the movies. I really get into it. I want to be taken on a journey. Make me laugh, make me cry, take me high, take me low, shake me over hell, but don't leave me unmoved. I finally saw Dr. Zhivago for the 3rd time in Melbourne, Australia. Come see Dr. Zhivago. I went and saw it for the 3rd time. I'd always missed the significant ending of the movie until this time. Finally, I got it. Comrade General said, Tanya, how did you come to be lost? And she said, I was just lost. He said, no, how did you come to be lost? And she said, well, the city was on fire. The war had come. And my father and I were running through the city, and he let go of my hand, and I was lost. And Comrade General said, no, Tanya, Komorowski was not your father. Do you think your father would have let go of your hand? This man, Dr. Zhivago, the poet, I'm telling you, he was your father. I've been searching for you, and I found you. This was your father. I finally got the message. The other times I'm eating popcorn waiting for the movie to finish. I mean, you know, this time I got it. I got it. He was not your father. If my father would have been with me, would he have let go of my hand? No. Would he have died first? Yes. See, you've got to let the drama, you've got to let the emotional drama affect you, because here's what it does. It fills up your emotional bank so that when you get ready to talk, we're going to discuss later on today, you draw not only from language, but from emotion. And the mixture of both language and emotion is some of the most powerful force in the world. So let yourself be affected. Let yourself be touched. Let the positive make you positive. Let the sad make you sad. Let the joyful make you joyful. Let the songs ring in your head. But also let the minor key, let the sadness affect you so that you'll be a well-rounded person when you deal with the marketplace, your children, and everyone else. Key. Now here's the other 3. First, learn to absorb everything around you. Take it all in. Don't miss anything. Next, respond. Let life touch you. Here's number 3. We just briefly touched on it. Reflect. Reflect means to go back over and experience. If you've been through something, when it's over, just sit down and think about it again. You say, well, some things are tough to relive. I know, but if you'll go through a bit of the emotional drama again, it'll drive that experience so deep in your consciousness it'll never go away. Now, this is not to drag you back into the past. This is not to drag you down into the sadness that if that all was all there was to life, it would overwhelm us all. It's not to do that, but it's to make you a richer person in terms of the full spectrum of emotional content. It's to make you a whole person to better understand someone else's dilemma if you let the dilemma of certain things affect you as much as it can. Reflect back and let the thought of it, put your head between your legs as you ponder, wow. Here's some good times to reflect. One, at the end of the day. Take a few minutes at the end of the day. So you lock that day into your consciousness to serve you well the rest of your life. Here's a good phrase. Each day is a piece of the mosaic of our life. When you get ready to talk about your past, you don't want any of these pieces to be missing if you can help it. Bill Bailey was entertaining us with some stories last night. He knows the names. He knows the date. He said it was raining. It was a cloudy morning. I could see the storm coming from the east. See, that's so powerful. How old? How young? Who? What were they wearing? Who else would remember? Special people remember the drama. They reflect until it becomes part of them. You read a book and then you reflect on the book. Bill Bailey's unique because he can read a 300-page book in about 45 minutes. And then he can tell you about this book and make it more fantastic than if you read it yourself. So I just follow him around and don't have to read so much. Incredible. Reflect. At the end of the week, jot down, take a few hours. Hey, a week is such a piece of your life. You traded labor for a paycheck. You traded a piece of your life for getting paid and compensated. And all of the other drama of the things that happen to you, social, personal, spiritual, physical. A week is worth pondering. Take an hour, go back over your notes and go back over your day timer and go back over everything and say, where have I been and what did I do and who did I see and what did they say and how did it feel? At the end of the month, take half a day at the end of the month. At the end of the week, a year, take a weekend. Time to reflect. Maybe this is what was meant when the advice was given. Here it is in Scripture. Every once in a while you should go into your closet. It's an interesting word, closet. I don't know if it's a closet like we have today, but what I think it means is a place away. Go into your closet, away. And then it said something interesting. When you get in there, shut the door. Shut the door. Not necessarily a physical door to shut yourself in, but to shut everything out. To shut everything out for a while. And just in there, in that place of solitude. For all of my public life, traveling all around the world, from hotels and limousines and all the rest of the busy life I live, guess what I seek? Solitude. The time alone, part of it up at the farm for me, making wine and growing crops is part of it. But some of that's sort of just like a diversion, doing something else versus, traveling and lecturing. But sometimes I have to get alone. All alone on the side of the river, bank of the river. I've got a dirt bike. I ride the Jeep trails up at Clear Lake in California, where there's no stop signs, where life is simple and easy. Listen to the birds and watch the chipmunks. Away. And when you get into your closet, it says, shut the door, and there you think about your life and think about your marriage and think about your friends, and think about the past and think about the future. What could you do now once you come out of the closet? A place away. Solitude. Jot this down. Some answers you must come up with all by yourself, and some solutions you must come up with alone. Some decisions. Your wife can help, and your husband can help, and the family can help, and people around you can help, and friends can help, and you can get input from everywhere. And finally, when it comes down to the final decision, some of that you have to do all alone. They say the presidency of the United States is a lonely job. The general of the army, many times that's a lonely job. Sending people into battle, knowing some are going to lose their lives, that's a lonely job. Making those lonely decisions that's going to affect so many. But whether it affects your life personally or someone else, You got to take some of this time and get used to the time to be alone, to make those decisions and think things over. Okay. Reflecting. Here's what it does. Helps you to gather up the past and invest it in the future. So you got to make that note, because only humans can perform this miracle, taking the past and investing it in the future. Dogs can't do it, and animals can't do it. Fish can't do it. Snakes can't do it. Only humans can do it. Here's what you can do. Greatly alter the future by investing the past into the future. Past errors in judgment that you've now corrected. Past errors in thought that you've now corrected. Past loss of time that you now know better how to utilize. Now you begin to invest all this into the future. You can't believe the productivity scale. You can't believe the learning scale. You can't believe what will start coming out now into the future. Your promise will be brighter than you ever thought possible. Learning to gather up the past and invest it in the future. When my father was about to turn 76, I said, "Dear Father, can you imagine what it's going to be like to gather up the last 75 years and invest them in your 76th year?" Wasn't that a good idea? That's better than saying, "I think I can hang on one more year." I mean, come on. Gathering up the past and investing it in the future. Jot this down. The past is currency. We sometimes use this expression. This person has a wealth of experience. Is experience wealth? And the answer is yes, it's wealth. The past becomes currency, coin, commodity, available now from lessons learned, from emotions gathered, from things not missed, from colors and sights and sounds and highs and lows, and progress and deceleration. All of that combined now, put into the next few weeks, the next few months, the next year. You can imagine the accelerated progress that comes from learning to do this exercise. It's very important. Now here's number 4. We absorb, we respond, we reflect. Number 4, now we must act. We must now put all of the learning and the emotional content into activity. Why? Without that, reality eludes us. It cannot be created. You can't create a career unless you do these 4 steps. Absorb what you can, learn all you can, respond to it and let it affect you. Let the emotional part of it drive you. Set your goals, let it touch you. Reflect until it becomes real, possible. Then act on it and do it. Activity is the vessel in which we pour the drama of our life so that it performs the miracle of creating reality. For you now to act on what you've heard, felt, thought, seen, the people you've met and all of it, now put it into action. Put it into a health plan that won't quit. Put it into a health plan that'll give you a unique physical support system. Put it into a career plan. Put it into a relationship plan. Act upon it and you can create a masterpiece. Michelangelo was a genius, but it was not his genius that created the masterpiece. But his genius was so strong and his belief in it was so powerful that he picked up the chisel and the hammer. So I want you to just make that an analogy now in your notes. You must now finally pick up the chisel and the hammer. After you've taken the classes and after you've absorbed and after you've thought and after you've wondered and after you've set goals and after you've come to a conclusion about your promise and your future, now you must pick up the chisel and the hammer. And it's the chisel and the hammer and the sweat and the muscle. And the chisel and the hammer and the sweat and the muscle that builds a career. Otherwise, the rest of all of this serves no purpose. Why absorb and why respond and why reflect and why gather up the promise of the future? There is no purpose unless now you act. But if you act, a masterpiece of a career is waiting for you. A masterpiece of a good marriage is waiting for you. A masterpiece of a fortune is waiting for you. What you're going to do with it and where you're going to give it away, benevolence and all the rest. Now, here's the last part. The ability to share. We absorb, we respond, we reflect, we take disciplined action, start creating reality. Now the key to make life really unique and worthwhile is to share. Sharing has a certain unique magic of its own. Here's what I learned in sharing ideas. If you share an idea with 10 different people, they get to hear it once, you get to hear it 10 times. So here's part of self-interest for yourself, getting you even better prepared for the future. Share ideas. Share with your family. Share with the people around you. Share with other employees. Share with your colleagues. Because by sharing, two things happen. Here's what we call it. I don't know how to explain it, but I do know it happens. And I don't know all about how it happens or why it happens. It just happens. When one person shares with another, two things happen. The audience could be transformed, and so could the speaker. If you share with someone else, they could be transformed. You may have dropped in at the right time. This may be their moment. They've got 3 numbers